Hello, everybody. Okay, of course it doesn't look the same as it did before. Of course. And we are now live and excited about our show for tonight. It's a little different. This is a practice stream. I'm actually trying something new that was recommended by a good friend of mine. So you tell me if you like it, if you want to change it up, because this program is audience driven. And of course, I'm going to be here and be nice and comfortable and happy about sharing the things that we want. Welcome to the 800s Club, our Thursday night uh, extravaganza into money, into the world of finance. Okay, so that said, how's everybody? How have we been for the week? What have we been up to? Has anyone saved any money? Has anyone made any money? Has anyone, I don't know, has anyone figured out how to do that? Is there a great that someone wants to share? See, this is what the 800s Club is about. It's about learning new tricks. I should say learning new steps because I want to make sure we're clear. They're not tricks, they're steps. And they're rules to use that can benefit you. Everything from how to save money effectively and create an asset that will grow your finances to how to raise your credit score. And that's where the 800 came from. Raise your credit score to 800 from wherever in the dump they are, because it's possible. We know it's possible because it's been done. It's been done by myself and several others that inspired me to do it for myself. I must say that tonight's inspiration is my Aunt Di. I have an Aunt Diane who is extremely powerful, has been my whole life. She has been the courageous one to overcome adversity and years of all kinds of activity, of self-activity, which taught me that self-awareness is so crucial and important. To become self-aware and then responsible for who you're being, that's amazing. It's almost unheard of, right? Who does that? Who's responsible? Who says sorry, thank you, I love you, forgive me? You know, who takes on everything that they do as a responsibility, no matter what is happening or coming at you? Who normally does that? Well, I do now because I learned from the best. I was raised by an amazing family, and I'm here to help. And I'm raising an amazing family of wonderful women with an amazing man, and just loving life. And I'm sharing it. So let's get to these financials, because finance is how our lives run. If money ain't what make the world go round, I don't know what is. Marriages, kingdom, life, you know, hunger, everything, money driven or trade driven in some way. And money is the center of it all. So when life seems out of control, the first thing we look to is our finance. And we always blame our ability to create finances in our life on pretty much where we are. And then we start looking for other places to blame, other than ourselves, or why things are so hard. But if you are tonight in a mode of taking responsibility and getting power over that, you're in the right place. Because I'm not the sister to sit here and boo hoo hoo. I believe that you're powerful. Ooh, get that off me. I believe you are powerful. I believe people are inherently powerful, loving, caring, giving, and just sometimes, we out of control. Sometimes we just out of control. So let's get some control and definitely empower ourselves. The financial basics, that's tonight's little subject. The financial basics, the rules that the wealthy apply in order to not just succeed, but to exceed their own expectations, and how they gain the fruits of a kingdom that was there for everyone. The thing is not just for the wealthy, it's for everyone. That wealth, knowledge, that wealth in finance, that wealth in health, it's all of ours. Tonight we're going to focus on the finance. So let's get to it, okay? I hope you guys don't mind. I'm keeping myself hydrated. Got a little tea here.
I don't do the alcohol, so I do my little teas with ice.
And I have a little something to drink. Today we're going to talk about the basic rules. There are some basic rules. There are no tricks to anything. There's paperwork you can do. There are forms you can fill out. And there are certain forms that you fill out on a regular basis. But it's how you fill them out that change the input of your life. And if you only knew how what a 1099 was compared to a W-2, you would probably go, what? I had an option? Oh, I pay more taxes? Oh, I know, I did. Honey, what you will find out in tonight's conversation is some really basic things. And I know you've already heard it. Oh my God, how many times do we have to hear, pay yourself first, right? Pay yourself first, pay yourself first, saving, save your money, save your money. Well, the bottom line is, yeah, save your money. If you want a future, if you want finances to be in your abundance, you must learn to pay you first. So pay your first self first is our first thing on our list. And that is a savings habit, honey. You have to build one. Just like we tell our kids, you want to put your little pennies away, and then we go and we spend on credit cards like we're crazy. We want to look at that habit because that is a financial habit that we employ that works against us. The financial institutions are not here to be your friend. They're here to make money off of you, and preferably off of your money, because the rules around money are built for them. It's built for all of us if we learn how to take advantage of it. And that's what a financial institution is. They've learned the rules enough to get on the side that keeps them paid well. Well, this is why you're at the 800s Club tonight, because you're here to learn how to pay yourself well. Got to learn rules, because until you do, you can't gain the fruit that you seek. So first rule number one, pay yourself first. And I'm gonna relay tonight. We're gonna do a little something because I want to give you some fruit, and I want you to get some tools to put into place with this stuff. So I have a couple of books tonight. We're gonna talk about some authors, and I put it inside my stream here who those authors are and a bit about our talk. The first book that I read years ago, I read this book so long ago. I don't think I really comprehended it, and we brought it up recently in our Facebook streams. Alvin Thomas and I have brought it up recently because this book was brought back into my life by a program that a company that I got involved with, and a company of people who have been in a conversation with me about really how wealth is built. My eyes are focused. Now, my life has always been built around building people up, but building what? Building the wealth of life, wealth of love, in ways that only we can take advantage of, ways that show us how to take advantage of things that are available to us by sharing. And when this lovely book, The Richest Man in Babylon, guys, you got to read it. I mean, the first 24 pages are immediately powerful. It might be a little language in here, a little old diavow, in there, but it's nothing that we're not able to get through. So The Richest Man in Babylon talks about a wealthy man training. It's a wealthy man training a young man who seeks knowledge, seeks wisdom from the wealthy, to learn what that means. Are you one who seeks wisdom from the wealthy to find out what steps they took? Because to be honest, the difference between you and a very wealthy person is nothing but some knowledge and application. Don't get it twisted, because there's a lot of people know a lot of things that don't do what they say they know. And their lives are in no way evidence that they know those things, except that they talk. We are here to put this into action in your life. So the first step this book points out, and I love this book because it specifically said, pay yourself first. And it uses words like all that you make. Actually, a part of what you make belongs to you. Now, for some people, that's a little confusing. It can be a little confusing. It can be a little embarrassing because you'd be wondering, what does that mean? Because I thought that over. Well, anyway, a portion of what you make belongs to you means that the first portion of every dime you get, 1/10 needs to go into a place that belongs to you, and no one can touch it, including you, because it's there with a purpose to feed you in the future. Paying yourself first is not hard. Breaking the habit of paying yourself last, well, we're going to work on that, because we got a little section in this evening called habits, how to make them and how to keep them. All right. So this book came out some years ago. It's a very old book, and it was amazingly written by George S. Clason, and I love it. I actually picked this book up well over 10 years ago, and now it has come back into my life and is speaking volumes into my activities, and it's showing up in so many ways. I got a habit of saving my money, which was paying myself first. And that habit helped me to build my credit because I started paying my bills. I saw where I had it to pay my bills. And in an order I kept myself. I got some folks to help me. I wasn't crazy. I employed some timekeepers for me, you know. But that was what I had to do to get to what I wanted. An 800 credit score. I just wanted to be on the books. But consistency yields productivity, honey. So this was one. Years ago, I've always been a part of women's development groups and business development groups, self-help groups, self-development groups. Something I pride myself on greatly because as a Black woman, as an African-American woman in this country, okay, let's call me what I am. I'm considered an African-American woman in America. And when it comes to opportunity, it may seem as though I'm more limited than most. I'm a woman, I'm African-American, I wasn't born wealthy. And some things can, hold me back if I let them. See, because I'm a woman indigenous to the earth around me. And this world, I am not an American. I'm an earthbound person. And every person on this planet is my neighbor. So I don't limit myself, and you should not either. And in doing so, I've always worked on myself. And this book popped right out. This young woman named Jessie B. Brown, I know it looks like it might have been that. Jessie B. Brown, she wrote this book about how to pay yourself first, and how in our community, how that is not a habit we have. So therefore, there are other things that are broken down that we do not have, and how putting those things in place will qualify you for things that don't fall into our community often, like property ownership, like actually land ownership, business ownership, getting an apartment that's higher than, assisted living. Guys, when you understand of how money works in this country, you can have anything you want. When you understand that some of those myths you hear about the wealthy and how money works, it may not be so true. I always say, check the fruit of the tree. That means always look at the life of the person that is talking to you. I'll show you my credit score. It's not a problem. See, I've learned what to do with money. And every day, all the time, I'm practicing and I'm sharing. That's the biggest part of this. I'm always sharing, because if I do not, I can't exist in this world as an island alone. Who am I going to do business with? I run an IT company. Who would be my client? So I can't succeed alone. And I will never, ever be able to do it just on my own. I will do it, but it'll be with all of you, and always share what I learned and bring. Pay yourself first. It's the African American's Guide to Financial Success and Security. This was an amazing, now mind you, there is no magic bullet. There is no one book, and I learned this from a coach of mine who taught me that my zeal for knowledge, I would always bring her my favorite book. because it's so great. And it was like always seemed like it was the last book I would ever need. You know, this is the answer. And she taught me that, you know, you're gonna pick up some things and then you're gonna put them down, and then you're gonna pick up some other things and you put them down, and you're gonna pick it up at a later time. What she implored me to do was just get what I could from these things called books. Get in there. It doesn't mean you have to read page to page everything. Some of these things are not for you at the time. It may be that when I first found this book, it wasn't for me at the time. And my time came. So in learning this, I got another book that pretty much spoke to the same thing. But it was more practical for my life and my world. So it was the same concept brought into my world in a whole nother way. It was amazing. So this was about to pay yourself first. Of course, you're saving. But what is savings about? Savings is about putting money away or putting a portion of your gain away on a regular basis. It's about creating a habit. But for what? We don't just want to store our pennies. Now that's important. Is find a way for our money to make us money, right? Right? We always think of the next step, or we don't. We think that when we're told to save, if I'm saving $5 at a time in about a year, it's some decent money, but it's like only a couple $100. And if that's a week, $5 a week for a whole year, you know, I've got come on, I'm getting what, like $250? But if $250 was in something that appreciated over time, and it kept going up the more and more you put money in 2 years, you could have $2,000, depending on the rate it went up, because you thought about what went into it. We thought about the math. You always got to do the math, baby. And I know, if I remember my math teacher asking everyone in the classroom, who here hates math? And almost every single hand went up. This was when my college classes. I hate to say it. I'm gonna be honest. My hand went up too. I hated it. I hated college math. I couldn't stand algebra, and it wasn't easy to get through it, but I did. And I learned to love statistics. I didn't know why. Probably because it was the only thing that applied to my actual life. How we figured out things. I also stopped playing the lottery because I would rather save my money and put it in something that was actually going to make me money than to throw it down a hole and hope that somehow it would bring back babies. That's what the lottery is to me. It's like throwing it in the ocean and hoping that it fishes back some guppy. That's crazy. Okay, it's just crazy. And if you learned statistics and found out exactly what your chances of winning were, you probably know much and find a great investment that would equal some money actually at the end, even if it's just the money you put in. Go for it. Guys, this conversation isn't a beat you in the head. It is a think about it. Think about it. Take into consideration that there are just some habits in our lives that keep us in this place called poverty or just above broke. We call it a job. Did you know through your job you could outpace what you make? Now that's heading into another area. Ooh. So first, we have to pay ourselves first, which is our savings. Then we have to protect our money. We have to put it and be protected. Now, protection mostly from inflation, where we would end up getting fees or having the value of what we put away. And that's finding an appreciating investment to put it in. And we'll talk about that toward the end of the night, but I'll give you a heads up. I am going to be talking about the Karatbars business because I learned that gold, I don't care where you come from, gold is money. Gold is the real money. Whether you want to believe it or not, it is the only money and the only thing of value found in the government in reality. You should do your homework. There's a lot to back that up. I want you guys to start really getting in this internet thing. We've got a Google and all kinds of, we can find it. But the value of gold is worldwide. And it's the only currency that you will find that is transferable around the entire planet. It has value to every man on this planet who trades. Think about it. Well, we protect first we save our money, then we invest our money, we protect it, we find out, put it into something that is going to protect it from inflation, from taxation, and now we get into taxation. Okay. Now, we have to protect our money. Okay, we have inflation, we also have taxation. How? When we know, everybody knows the same. The only thing you can avoid in this life is what? Death and taxes. Oh yeah, y'all know it. Y'all know that saying, death and taxes. It is a common thing among people who are poor. Bottom line, people who are very little mean, because this is how we live, guys. We've been trained since school. We were raised in this, trained in this. Never trained in how money works. Never trained in the wealth and these basic wealth steps to take, or these little rules to wealth. None. But we were trained in go to school, get a good job, have a family, get married, the whole nine. That's it. Never how to be wealthy and how to sustain ourselves in longevity and even provide for the next generation of our family. Things have gotten worse. We went from a one earner family, where the father went to work, mom stayed home and raised kids, they were a team, to where things got a little tight for dad, so mom had to go to work, and the kids kind of became latchkeys. We got a nanny or we got a babysitter, where dad wasn't even there anymore. Mom got 2, 3 jobs. And kids ain't going to college because college got to be afforded. They're going to work too. Now they're helping pay the rent. Guys, I don't know about you. It's only the last 20, 30 years or so. Things have just been going this way, and it's getting worse because there are no earners in the household, and there are a lot of people on services. People who have high levels of education who cannot find work. People who are retiring and having to find themselves to go back and get work. Not just because they're bored. A good portion of the time is because they need to in order to live, even on what they've earned over time in Social Security, if you get it. If you want benefits for health, you gotta get another job. How would you like to turn 62 or 67 and someone tell you have to if you want to make ends meet, you better go get another job after working 35 years, 40 years. And you got a pension? Wow, what has happened to the dollar? We're going to talk about it. Look, baby, let me share something with you. It's hard out there, all right? It's hard out there everywhere on this planet, and this is what I am learning. What are we going to do, right? What do you do? What do most people do? Go to work. Think about it. Every week, you go to work, come home, complain about work. We sit back, complain about how, and we all end of the week, we gotta get our little party on. Might go do a little drinking with the friends. That party, good. Gotta get that energy out because you gotta get back Monday because Monday gonna be hard. You gotta start back to the grind. Is life for many outside of dating and finding a way to break up the monotony of being alone. We don't have time to figure out who we are and what we want to do, our favorite things to do. We don't get time to enjoy the good things in life. We don't get to see the relatives we want to. We watch children grow up on Facebook and pictures and social media. Family members, moms, dads passed away, and we get to feel guilty because we're at a distance. We really couldn't afford to get there. And life is so hard. Taxes are killing us. Inflation is tearing apart our paycheck every time we go to the supermarket. It costs more to get the same groceries. We die for a sale. We penny pinch. We look for coupons everywhere. Oh, I'm not saying anything is wrong with that because I believe in keeping your money, baby. Keep your pennies because them pennies are going to make you dollars. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I do the coupon thing, the Groupon thing. I do those things. But I have a purpose for mine. See, where I save here on these things I'm purchasing, I take that savings and I put it into my savings, which is growing my money. See, I don't take this and spend it elsewhere where it goes back out the window like the air. I make sure that this money that I saved in my pocket stay in my house and grows. It's got to go find babies because I don't play that sitting around in my account, making them banks money. Because the money belongs to me. And when it's my money, I get funny when it ain't doing the right thing. And you should too. Let's see how serious you are about your cash. Because, baby, let's see what we can do. How do you minimize taxes? How do you minimize taxes? Well, I'm not a tax preparer, and in no way I'm giving you tax advice. I am just giving you information to go on to have a conversation with a tax preparer or someone who handles bookkeeping or taxes on your behalf. Now, with that said, I want to be very clear. If you find yourself looking for an opportunity to do something more, open a home-based business. Open a home-based business. Why? Because you may not like Donald Trump, and I am not saying he is on my list of likables at all. It's against you. And if you look and see how it fits you, how it fits where you are in the world, you'll find the law opened up to you with some of this new legislation, specifically in some laws that he put together that actually give tax breaks for and incentives for home businesses off of your personal income. Like I said, go start talking to your tax people, have a conversation, a real conversation about how real that is. Okay? Because home-based businesses come with incentives. There is another video I will or I should say to this recording that helps you take that a little bit further. And if you have a tax preparer, I actually have tax preparers and people who do bookkeeping and financial advisory to these purposes that I'm going to be promoting. This ain't the end of this. We're getting ready to because we are going to have an amazing networking event very soon. So look for that and come on out. Part of the last message that I have for the night, and I will be leaving you a little early this evening because it's just me. Usually when I have company, I'll give you your full hour. But tonight it's just me, and I want to make sure I give you time to think on these things and to pray on these things and just think about what can be done. Because none of this is possible without this. The book is called A Purpose-Driven Life. The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren opened up the door to goal setting at another level, a total different level. I was a person that wanted things, but I believed that I could not do it. I believed that there were things in my way. I made up enemies of this succeed. I made up reasons why I could not succeed. I was out of time. I was too fast, too heavy, tired all the time. I was sick. I was ill. I felt bad. I was always in pain. Or I was just tired. Tired all the time. Oh my God, I'm tired. I don't have enough time in the day. Every time I try to do something, people fall. They stop helping. They stop working. There were a million. Oh, even broke. Oh my God, I'm broke. I don't have that kind of money. They don't understand. I don't have that money. I can't go. I missed a trip. to go away once. A really great trip. The pictures were amazing. And I told myself through the whole thing, and my sisters who went together, that I couldn't afford it. That I could not afford to go. So, and they spent 5 months planning that trip. And I did understand my sister when she told me, we all have bills and responsibilities. But it seemed like mine was so much bigger, much more. She just didn't understand. I think it was a couple of years after they took that trip that I began to understand it exactly. You can have anything you want, including wealth, on your dreams, if you plan it, if you work toward it, if you are driven by your purpose to have whatever you say you really want, and you come up and understand what that means, you can have anything you want. You can be whoever you want in this world. As long as you remember, you can have it. You are worthy. It ain't nothing out of your grasp. Get that about you. Get that about you, and the world is your oyster, and anything is possible. Okay, we have come to the end of your messages from the night. I know the nagging woman is done, at least almost done. I am never telling myself again, and I will never ever say it. I'm going to share something with you. Self-affirmation is when you become a believer in yourself. When you become a believer in you, you can believe and create anything you want in your world. In the real world, it becomes a real place for you. So let's put this in play. 3 years ago, I stopped saying I was broke. Broke. I managed my money. I read score from a 0. Okay, non-existent. Got out of debt. I'm now managing and helping others do the same, my family mostly. Those who reach out and stay connected to their purpose, because one thing I will not do is I will not run hard on you. Those who believe in themselves enough to say, I want and I can have more, I'm worthy of it, and then reach out and share with someone else, well, that's where I come in. I only come in when you bring me in. And this is what the 800s Club is about. I want to have more people on my show, and I am going to. The goal is to bring on entrepreneurs, and we talk about money, we talk about business, we talk about commerce, we talk about what's possible. And also, you can also gain some knowledge, network, resources, because people know so much more than I do. Tonight, we will add a couple of sponsorships. Tonight, the books are now up on, they should be on the stream. So these authors are up there. These are suggested reading to open your mind and get you started in the idea of how money works. So let's get to our basics. Get back to our basic steps, because I want to make sure we're clear. A couple of things. Rules to being wealthy. First thing, pay yourself first. Save your money in small increments on a regular basis. You pay yourself no less than 10% of your money. If you cannot do 10%, 5% is the minimum. If you don't know what 5% is, look it up in Google. Got it? Google does math too. So what is 5% of, and put how much you make, and it will tell you that. Then that has to be done on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. You choose. However it is you want to grow your money. 2, find a nice solid way to solidify your money so it doesn't lose value. Okay? Doesn't lose value. If you're getting 0.01 somewhere, 0.06, even 0.1 anything, you're being cheated out of your money's worth. Just to let you know. Oh, and don't forget, they may even charge you a fee. Because I know they'll say if you make even a couple of pennies, they will send you a tax form. I don't understand. Anyway, rule number 3. Okay, so we've got pay yourself first, protect yourself from your money to make sure that it's investable. So invest your money. Find a good investment to get your money making money for you. Okay? Because it's important. There's so many things out there that you can do in small increments. And one, like I said, we're complete. We will talk to you about a way of doing it and tell you exactly how to reach. And this stream will contain that link as to how to get involved with an amazing business opportunity. Actually, first an amazing savings program and then an amazing business opportunity. I love this. So then there's 4. 4 is my favorite because it works for everybody who's already working. If you think that you're doing well at your job, I don't care what you make, because a millionaire can be a filthy slob, not knowing he could be broke at $1 million. Taxes will do that to you. How to get around the taxes? That's the other thing you have to get around. You have to work out the tax problem, the inflation issue, and you must save your money. And once you've worked out these things, you'll find yourself wealthy beyond your dreams. It all takes time and nothing's going to happen overnight. But what happens? Quitters never win and winners never quit. Keep that in mind. Once you get started on the path of wealth building, it's not one you let go. It's not the only thing to do. Money isn't the only focus. It's going to take people. It's going to take time. You have to share this. You have to be in a conversation. You have to be able to open yourself and your mouth to the possibilities of what can be built as a community. Because until you have people to talk to and to share this concept who are thinking, or even if you get started thinking about these things, well, it's kind of a lonely place and you're not going to go very far. The world gets small. So we want you to make a big world for yourself. I'm not saying set up a stream and start having a conversation if that's not you. But have little conversations. Reach out to someone who is speaking something more into your world than what you used to. Okay. So my loves, as I said, we come to the end of the night. The name, I'm not going to get in depth. I just wanted to get to the basics. I want you to look up the link and connect with me on a conversation about an amazing opportunity to save your money in gold and to share that in your community and make an amazing return on that sharing. Guys, it's my universe. It's how I make my world work now. Because until you share with others, your universe is so small. Thank you all for joining me. I am El Ruby Thomas, also known as El Ruby, because I am her. I'm always talking stuff that people love and want to be a part of, because I'm always listening. If you're a vendor or someone who owns a business, I have some events coming up that will also be posted here. Look for the events. They're going to be coming up in Harlem in January. So book yourself for the business mixer that's coming up in January. Look for the signs and the I guess I'll have a picture on a flyer, and you guys get to see me live. We get to join each other on the 28th of July. Of January. January. The 28th of January in Harlem. See you guys later. And you know I always love you. Enjoy your life. And let's make a wealthy life of it. Yeah. Have a good night.